And now, Gary G in the morning.
you know there's really no need to confess. Can't change yesterday. Just so you know I will always stand beside you. And if you decide to tell the story that you've been keeping deep inside, it's one that I know well. Just so you know. I'll hold you when you feel like crying. I'm familiar with those tears. Just so you know, the remedies that you've been trying won't help you with your fears. Just so you know, I'm standing here beside you. And if you need someone to tell about the sadness you're feeling deep inside you, it's one I know too well. Just so you know that I love you so. Just so you know you'll never be there's beauty in the sorrow. It can help you find your way. Just so you know, if you're afraid to face tomorrow, I'm here for you today. Just so you know, I will always be beside you. And if you need someone to tell the story that you've been keeping deep inside, just so you know that I love you so. Just so you know you'll never be just so you know.
His name is J. David Kerr. Great song. It's called Just So You Know. New emerging artist all the time here on GJRB. That's what we're all about. Good morning, everyone across America, especially people in the Pacific Coast, where right now it's 9 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock in the morning. And for a lot of people listening across America, we got, let's see, Los Angeles, California, they're at 8 o'clock. Up around Seattle, Washington, that area. A good friend of mine, Sue, up there, I went to school with her. They had an earthquake up there. It was a 4-pointer, I think, something like that. Boy, that was, they're getting earthquakes all over the world now. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How close to Christ we need to be. And we're going to continue talking about that a little bit today. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Preview of programs coming up on GJRB. And, of course, it's a morning of fun music, whether on the 5s, 25 past the hour, 45 past the hour each hour, or whenever we decide to do weather. Anytime in the hour it ends in 5. And, of course, news updates every 30 minutes from Reuters News. All coming your way here on Spreaker. Right here, GJRB Online. I always love doing this Tuesday morning thing, just about every Tuesday morning. But we've been doing it every Tuesday morning now for quite some time on Gary J in the morning. But there's going to be some mornings we were not going to be on. There's some mornings I'm going to flip it around because on this new odd-even radio schedule that I'm doing, it's a little different because 1 week it'll be an even day, and 1 week it'll be an odd day. And, of course, as I told you before, I'm going to be finishing up that GJRB schedule update podcast video, which will be uploaded on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. So subscribe to that, and every once in a while you might see me. Not that you want to. I mean, it can be scary. It can be disastrous. Lovely. Anyway, got a lot of really good things in the morning here, and I hope you'll stay with me. We chat too in the morning. We just do a little chat and a little music. I got my chat room open here on Spreaker. You can listen to me live on Twitter by going into my Twitter page. I am the Radio Maniac. You'll see the GJRB online next to a classic antique type radio, and has a picture of me. And of course, when you see that coffee mug with the coffee coming out of it, because we do have coffee together in the mornings, we play good music and talk, you'll see that nice little coffee emblem come up. And what that is the coffee emblem. Yeah, that. And when you see that coffee emblem, that little thing says Gary J in the morning. We're on the air live, and you can listen by going into the you'll see the thing on the you'll see the widget, and that widget pops up. It takes you right into the Spreaker my Spreaker site, or you can listen to it right there on Twitter. Is that awesome or what? I'm going to Twitter, and I'm taking this show also for a lot of people. I want to invite a lot of my Spreaker listeners who are listening on Facebook and the Facebook chat room. Anybody might be listening there, listening over on Twitter, and here on Spreaker, to come over to Convo and MeWe. Those are two free speech social sites that you can post anything you want on there, and no one will take it off or tell you can't say this or you can't say that. At least for a while, Big Brother might not be watching, or might be. Never know. This world today, it's hard to say whether or not he's watching, But anyway, that and the great music and weather on the fives. It's just going to be a fun morning of great stuff, so hope you'll stay with me throughout the morning. For Gary J in the morning, let's get back into more great music, some country this morning, get you going. Gary Travis, Ace in a Hole.
You got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you need to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. If you're headed down a one-way street and you're not sure that's the way you want to go, in money or love or all the above, have a little more than what you show. When life deals out a surprise, have a few surprises of your own. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, you've got to have an ace in the hole. You've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. You need to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play those cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Thank you. Welcome to All Stars. Thank you.
bet it all on the line for just one row. You got to have an ace in the hole. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, you've got to have an ace in the hole.
Yeah, gotta have an ace in the hole. Yeah, there you go. That's Gary Travis. I can't remember exactly. It was an 80s song, and I can't remember the original artist of that song, but that's a new emerging artist by the name of Gary Travis and Ace in the Hole. New emerging artist all the time on GJRB Online, your independent label, internet station. GJRB Online. It's been kind of really hot around here. It's going to get hotter as the week goes on. Let's think about that time it was 40 below. Or do you want to? I don't know. There's Patty O and the Lanterns, another great emerging artist on GJRB. Can't get enough of that 40 below. Of course, that's the opposite extreme. Yeah, because we're kind of far from that. It's going to get real hot as we get toward the end of the week here in Clinton, Iowa. That's for sure. There's a group called Patio and the Lanterns. They're out of Canada. And a new emerging artist here on GJRB Online and somewhere in Canada with 40 Below, name of that one. Gary J. Russell with you here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America, wherever you're listening. Hope you're enjoying the program. Thank you for tuning in to the program. I'd love to hear from you if you have a song, request, or you just want to talk. I'll have the lines open. Like I said before, I'm going to have my Skype open here in just a little bit. And we'll open up Skype so that you can call us. Gary.Russin, and of course on my Facebook page, which I should pull up so that people can call me from the messenger. That's get in my messenger, hit that call button, or ring in the studio and put you on the air. And we do that, just kind of break away from the format. And you just never know what we're going to do here on GJRB Online. And along with that, we'll give you all the news you need to know throughout the morning here on GJRB Online. Gary J. in the morning here on Spreaker across this fine land of ours. And gotta tell you, let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Yes, gotta plug in my little recorder here, the one I use for the that one. And get ready because we're going to give you the news update and what stories we're covering for you in the GJRB Spreaker room here. But I got to be careful as I have to go past all that. And so I think what I'll do there is just postpone that newscast until close to the hour. But we'll give you some news headlines here in just a little bit. But before we do, let's take a look at our weather on the 5s. And take a look at exactly what's going on in the weather and weather in the news, because I don't know, I'd say their weather is kind of interesting down south there. I think Louisiana, and of course that storm fizzled. Barry kind of bit the dust, but he still has some remnants left over, and it's going to turn in some rain and stuff, and a lot of flooding down in Louisiana. I think they kind of got flooded out pretty bad. That's pretty much the gist of that storm. It didn't do as much damage as they anticipated, because they think that was going to become a hurricane, and it kind of teetered on becoming a tropical storm and teetering on being a tropical storm and or a Category 1 hurricane, and it didn't really quite make it that far. But right now they're saying that he fizzled. He's just like done. It's weakening. The post-tropical storm is fading away over the next couple of days or so. Decaying system may also shift and produce very heavy rainfall, which will become possible along with some flash flooding in the lower Mississippi Valley, in the Ohio Valley. Attention on the weather when it shifts from Barry to a major summer heat over midweek and weekend across much of the central and eastern states, and that includes the ones I'm looking at right here in Iowa. Alone, we're going by the end of the week. I'd say by Friday? They say Friday being the worst. Friday being the worst is going to be like 105. Holy cow. It's just, wow. 105. Whoa. So, if you're going to be doing yard work outside, come in and take a break, because you should not be taking excessive chances. Because this kind of weather, you don't want to take chances. So like I said, stop every once in a while, get into the cold and take a break. And listen to Gary J in the Morning Show right here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'm always glad to bring you the best in music and stuff to and join me in the chat room and let me know how you're doing, and I'd love to hear from you. So keep it here throughout the morning. Weather on the fives, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows here on GJRB Online, and we'll give you all the complete weather information that you need to get yourself going today. Weather on the fives. All right, tell you what we're going to do right now. Let's take a look at what we got in the news headlines for the GJRB News Desk. Some of the stories we have coming up from Reuters, along with other news sources. I do the news along with Reuters. They cover a lot of news, so we kind of do two kinds of newscast. So we're going to keep you on top of what's going on in the news. So keep it here on GJRB Online. Going to kind of set this up real quick. So I'm going to take a let's set this up real quick here. Let's see here. Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm going to take a break here, and let's see what we got. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, let's take a look at what we got coming up in the news, right now.
Today's top story.
Trump renews his attacks on 4 minority congresswomen.
Facebook goes to Washington to defend its cryptocurrency. This is Reuters Now.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, Facebook is going to go and defend their cryptocurrency. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. Also in the news, take a look at some of the stories we got coming up throughout the morning as we go into the national headlines. Some of the other news coming up, we're going to talk about that serious accident that happened, I think it was in India, where a amusement ride went haywire and broke apart. Yeah, some people injured, some killed. We're going to talk about that. And there's sobering truth to Trump's racist tweet that we don't like to admit. And Biden echoes a malign Obama quote. If you like your health care plan, you can keep it. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming out throughout the morning. Close to the hour, we'll have another news update. News when you need is the bottom of the top of the clock to keep you on top. GJRB News. I'm Gary J. Rustin at the GJRB Spreaker News Desk on the GJRB Online Network. Yes, pump it up, because Up and Coming is back on GJRB. New emerging artists in all genre, from rock to easy listening to cover songs. If you or your group would like to have your song on Up and Coming, send me an MP3 and an email to GaryJ65@yahoo.com or GaryJ021361@gmail.com. If your song is on any one of the emerging sites like SoundCloud, SoundClick, Reverb Nation, iTunes, or Spotify, let me know where it is, and I'll find it. I review songs every week, and if I like your song, it plays on
Who will lend a hand to their fellow man? Who will show the love of Christ? Who will take some time, spread a little sunshine? Who will show the love of Christ? Who will be his hands? Who will be his feet? To that's lost and in so much need. Who will reach their town, go where the lost are found? Who will show the love of Christ? Go to a nursing home where people are all alone. Who will show the love of Christ? Who will be his hands? Who will be his feet to a world that's lost and in so much need? It should be you. It should be me. Taking the church out on the street. Who will lend a hand to the fellow man? Who will show the love of Christ?
Inside my lonely place, lock the door to save my grace. Darkness, hide behind the frame. Inside the picture still the same. All the thing that's left inside has turned your soul into the metal of all the sorrow and all the pain will never be the same. The way it was that night when you left me standing in the rain. All my dreams of you have come to view. This image in my mind through all the years. You made it clear that I was what you want, but now that light is growing dim and fades away. Search inside this heart of mine, and you won't find this place in time. It's locked within a hollow shell, where mortals fall and all's not well. The rain is pouring down outside. It's liquid echoes the melted high. All the sorrow and all the pain will never be the same. The way it was that night when you left me standing in the rain. All my dreams of you come to view. This image in my mind through all the years. You made it clear that I was what you want, but now that light is growing dim and fades away. It fades away. For melted high.
Yeah, Michael J. Martin, otherwise known as Martin, and Formaldehyde on GJRB Online. Gary J in the morning, waking up here on a great morning, wherever you're listening across America. I'm glad you could be with me. Got a lot of great stuff in the morning show. Hope you stay with me throughout the morning hours. In the Pacific Coast, we're right now in the Pacific. It is now 8:43 and 9:43 in the Mountain Time range. And wherever you're listening, it could be early, it could be late. But you know, I say the morning, the first one, of course, the East is the one, the morning ends first. Whereas now it's 11:43, so we only have 1 hour of the morning show in the East. But the rest of you in the Pacific and the mountain ranges here in the Central, and even up in Alaska, where it's a little earlier, even that, welcome to the program. Where it's getting close to 8 o'clock for you guys. We started at 7 o'clock there. So we got some really good music here to wake you up here. So if you'll stay with me for the best in music for the Pacific Coast. And we got some really good music here on GJRB Online. Kind of like shortwave. You know, I used to listen to shortwave radio. I used to always wonder how they beam programs at different time. In the morning shows, we're always beamed to those that are, morning. I listened to shortwave. I used to listen to the Voice of America, and I know that they were doing their morning show in the evening for a lot of places that was morning. And I thought, well, we got Spreaker now, and I'm doing nationwide radio. Why not do a morning show for those in the Pacific? So, and the people who are a little earlier. So, thought we'd do that and give you some of that weather and give you your weather in the Pacific too. We kind of centralize our weather too, for you guys out there in the West Coast. And we'll have weather on the fives coming up again later on, and I'll be doing the Pacific Coast weather and give you the updates on that kind of stuff. So keep it here on GJRB Online. Gary J. Russell with you. Hope you're enjoying the music wherever you're listening across America on the Gary J. in the Morning Show. And, we haven't, let's see, we get some people in the chat room this morning. We don't have anybody yet, but you know how that happens. Just the morning's still early yet. We're to 1. Sometimes we go on a little past 1. I've done it before, where I've stayed on until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I did that last Tuesday. So you just never know what could happen. We could just extend the program at moment's notice. Because you know why? Yeah, that's right, because GJRB is your spontaneous radio station. You never know when you're going to hear us. You never know how long you're going to hear us. Yeah, it's just, surprise, I'm there. Yeah, thanks for the warning. Anyway, thanks for the warning, too. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, so hope you'll stay with me, and we'll have our Spreaker shout-outs coming up a little later on. And, of course, don't forget, for you people listening all across America, if you are following me on here on Spreaker, you know what's coming up later on. That's right. Caramel Conservative. We'll talk about that later on, too. So stay with me. We'll talk about him and a whole lot more. All the great podcasts coming up, but we are way overdue for Weather on the 5. So it's time to take a look at what's going on across America. Let's take a look at the nationwide weather, starting with our friends in Los Angeles, who are right now 71 degrees and fair. Down in Kentucky and Paducah, you guys are at 77 degrees. Nebraska's checking in with 76. And let's go down a ways. Let's take a look further. We want to look at some of those that are still morning. So we're going to pop down to, let's see here. We want to pop down to let's see. Where was that? Fairbanks, Alaska. That's what we want to do. Because they're still morning there. And they right now, Fairbanks is 65 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. How about that? According to your townsite station, 65 degrees, no wind. Yeah, from what I understand, I guess you don't get much wind there. Interesting. You have a moderate UV index. at 4. They have a good air quality of 25. Barometric pressure 29.88 inches of mercury, 10-mile visibility, 56 degrees on the dew point, 70% relative humidity, and you guys are expecting a 10% chance of showers today under partly cloudy skies, high of 76. So you're going to get you're getting your weather starting to drop a little bit. You're getting decent temperatures. 55 degrees, shower low near 55 for tonight. Winds light and variable. And tomorrow, AM thunderstorms with a high of 77. Winds light and variable. Once again, at the Townsite Station in Fairbanks, Alaska, 65 degrees. Yep, that's what we do. Weather across the nation. Weather on the fires, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour. All music shows, 25 and 55 with all talk shows. And any time in the hour, it ends in 5. Right here on GJRB online here on Spreaker. And we're kind of down to the last micro mini moment here on Sports Page. So we're going to do Sports Page later on. We'll do Sports Page next hour. So we'll give you a sports update next hour. And give you a roundup on all that sports. Sometimes I don't always do Sports Page in the first hour. But I will do a casual sports page, talk about a few things. Because there's some trades going on in the Cubs. I don't know exactly. I know they got a trade in for a new pitcher, I think. So we'll talk about that. That's interesting. And a whole lot more other good stuff. So keep it here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for listening to GJRB Online. Always a pleasure listening to the great morning show. And always fun to do internet radio here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. And this is where it always happens. And thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure tuning in. And we're going to take a break now real quick here, about 30 seconds. Just about 30 seconds here. We're going to drop in for a break for a local station ID and here on our 9-foot closed circuit signal. And we got some more great music and fun stuff on the Gary J. in the Morning show right here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And this is the GJRB Online Network. Be right back.